Welcome back to my lure box. We're here at Afta 2023. This is the day that I wait for all year. I've got a shotgun mic. If you saw my last video of the best in show posted a couple of days ago, the mic was terrible. It's all fixed. Let's go and check out what's on offer here at Afta 2023. We're here at the Shimano stand. I want to show you a couple of reels and then we're going to get stuck into all the lures we can find at the show. Go on, let's go. So those of you guys that have followed me for the last 10 years have been fishing with these Shimano Curados. They're my favourite reel for skip casting, bait casting. Come in and have a look at this. Here they are, the new Shimano Curados. There's the DCs. This is the one that I love to fish with. It's the 200 and it's built with a new frame. You can see the new frame. It's got an upgraded drag in it. So now there's 6 kilos of drag, which is great for your mangrove jack fishing, hauling them out of those snags. It also comes with a new technology called that silent drive. So it's got some rubber around some of the bearings in there just to make it really, really quiet and a little bit more durable, but that's it there. So the 200 Curado, you'll see me fishing with this this year. There's a lot of jack fishing coming, a whole heap of skip casting stuff coming. This is what I love to do it all with. The other thing we've got is there's a new Stratic that's come out. I've fished with Stratic since I was a little boy. Come over, we'll check those out. I'll show you what's new with those, and then there's some new lures. Here's the brand new Stratic, and there's some new tech in this. I've fished with these since I was a little boy. This has got the infinity drive tech in it, so they're super easy to get reeling, and you can feel the difference. Straight away you can feel the difference. They've also got like a cross-carbon drag washer system in these now, so that the drag washers, they're just more durable if you're cranking them down. Always remember to release them once you finish fishing, but these new carbon drag washers, just a lot more durable. The other thing is the anti-twist fin design in here. It reduces all of the line twisting that can come when you're winding your line on, you know, hundreds and hundreds of casts. In the past, you'd start to get twists and things at times. This is getting rid of it. So that's the new Stratic. They're bringing a lot of the tech they had in the really big reels down to these smaller models. This 2500, that's my favourite. You're probably going to see me fishing with these. I'm not going to be able to resist, but I've been fishing with Stratics for a long time and they're a beautiful reel. Well, I want to get into the lures. Let's go and find out what Shimano's got and the rest of the show's got on show here at Afta and what's coming to the stores soon. They've won best reel, best rod, mate, they've cleaned up, brilliant stuff. The new stuff that's come from Shimano this year, really innovative stuff. Come in and check it out. I'm going to grab Arnie. I fished with Arnie chasing barra a couple of weeks ago and he put me onto a beautiful big fish. Let's get in there and have a chat with him and hear what's new from Shimano this year.
Hello, mate. How you been?
Yeah, really good.
You still pumped over that fish?
Mate, I'm so pumped. When you put me onto it, late afternoon, we'll show him the plastics nice and shallow. I hadn't done that before. Yeah.
It's very special, man.
Let's have a look at what Shimano's got going on, mate. I've seen a couple of new things shared on social media.
You are going to like these ones, mate.
Right.
The underlater.
That's what I was hoping to see. When you come to Afta, you want innovation.
Absolutely.
You want something different.
Yep.
I'm going to be a little bit naughty and drag this out of the packet because there's something really cool about the Shimano Bantam products, and it's
There's another one there too.
It's the flash boost.
Yeah. So that little system sits on a coil and springs and just flashes around.
Throws out a heap of light.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shining like a bait fish. There was something that happened when we were chasing barra up there that I wasn't really dialed into, but the tiniest little change in the action of the lure can get that bite.
Absolutely, guys. And I think this is going to be a game changer where we're able to get these lures in specific areas where we weren't able to do it before. So having a bait like this where we can bring down about a couple of metres in the water and watch that float up over logs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good, mate.
I'm even thinking flatties. Like I fish a lot for flathead down over the banks here and then running something down just over the top of the weed, floating it back up on the edge of the weed. That floating movement, sometimes the flathead will come up and smack it.
It's a reaction bite. It's something different.
So that's the Undulator 88F. For floating, it's a lipless crank that's floating. What else have we got, Arnie? Wait, we've got to have a look at this. This is the Ligon. Take a look at this little thing. It's got the flash boost.
Mate, sooties, anything in top water, your brim, your bass species and stuff, toga.
Yeah.
They're going to be deadly on these.
We need to do more toga fishing, Jai.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I reckon I'm going to take this out to his dam over the next few weeks. As soon as I can get my hands on something. When are they coming into stores? Any ideas?
I'm not sure. I think they're already out. Hopefully, I think they're going to not last very long. So
okay.
They're getting pretty quickly.
Brilliant. The finish on these, I've got to get it out and show you up close, Jai. I'm being a bit naughty because I'm cracking the seal on some of these. Not ideal, but I want to show you the finish on it, because it's even like Shimano's finishes over the last few years have just gone beast mode, better and better every year. And this year, with that flash boost and then that holographic foil, it's like a scale foil. Can you see that? Are you picking that up on the video? Mate, that is unbelievable. Have a look at the profile on that. A tiny little profile, holographic 3D eye, really catchy little hooks, like tournament grade hooks. I think I'm going to smash a ton of fish on this. Okay, there's a couple more things, Arnie. What else have we got?
And the BT Bait 99. Now these little guys here have got an amazing action. Me and Dean Sylvester were out on the Nungala Dam chasing sooties with these a few weeks ago.
Yep.
And pull some out of the pack, mate. And you've got the ability to change the tails and stuff on these guys. So if you do get one busted off, you've got 3 spare tails there you can use.
I was fishing with these last year. They caught me a ton of fish, bream and flathead. But maybe for bass and things like that, bream fishing, cranking down deep, flathead, that kind of thing. Yeah, beautiful finish on those. What else has come out in the range? What do you got here?
Obviously, with these stick baits and with the flash boost technology incorporated with these, I was out on the reef a few months ago chasing Spanish, and these things actually work amazingly, guys.
Yeah, there you go. You might be able to see the flash boost. It's a lot bigger in these, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got a really good sweeping action. They're very easy to use for the novice person coming into stick bait fishing. Yeah. And they're quite affordable too, you know what I mean? So.
All right. Now, I've used squidgies for years. They've come out with a whole range of hot colours. These were at Best in Show, and I think I showed you in the last video that I did the Best in Show pre-show. These are coloured. Look at this. Have a look at that for a colour there. That fluoro yellow tail. Yeah. Some crazy colours in that squidgy slick rig range. Now they've got that flash boost for anyone who's wanting to do squid fishing. The flash boost in the Cephias and in the clinch. So you might be able to see that there. If you love your squid fishing, these are fantastic. We did it around South Australia, WA, when we toured a couple of years ago. A lot of fun. And calamari every other night for dinner.
Beautiful fresh calamari, mate. Can't beat it.
Arnie, I'm going to have to fish with you again sometime.
Yeah, let's organise it, mate.
Yeah.
Do it again.
I didn't film it last time.
We had too much fun.
But we've got to do it. I'd love to film one with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for
Thank you
showing.
so much, mate. Cheers.
All right, nice to see you.
Cheers, guys.
Right. All right, well, that's Shimano's stand. The Corrado boy, I'm excited about that. The little poppers. Let's go and find some other stuff. Right, well, Rapala, these guys are innovative, all right? We've been walking around here, and to be fair, there's a lot of stuff that's super close. There's copy stuff going on. At times it stinks of it, but Rapala, I love what they're doing. They've got innovative ideas, and they've got gun fishers that are actually designing the products in Australia for our fish. Let's go and see what Rapala have got. We're going to bug the boys. Let's go. This is the stuff. You've got the creeper, tiny little bream bait. Suspect, and the heavy hitter, that's for the jacks. I was fishing this yesterday. I've got my hands on this one. This one, the imposter. There's some fantastic action on that. I'm going to bring a review to you because we caught a ton of fish on it the other day. Come over and have a look at the colours. You can see all the tiny legs that are going to bring a whole heap of action, and the little tails on these, it's super stretchy material. I'm going to pull some out of the pack. I'll see if we can get Mick for a couple of seconds. He's been instrumental in designing all this stuff. So we'll get Mick Horn over and he can have a chat to us. We can find out all the little details about what's been happening with these lures. Mate, I regret getting him out of the pack because there's so much scent going on here. Folks, we've got Mick Horn here. Now, I've been told you've been instrumental in helping to design this stuff. Yep. Can you talk us through what your range is first, and then I want to get into the details of the lures. Yep. This is some of the most innovative stuff here this year. What do you got?
So we've got 5 models in the range. So we've got like a little 2.5-inch grub right through to a 4-inch paddle tail. There's a little 2.75-inch little paddle tail. I love them for me bass fishing. Yeah. We've got a 3.75 jerk shad. We've got the imposter, which is the prawn. Yeah. And also we've got my favourite, the mangrove jack killer, the heavy hitter. It's a 4-inch paddle tail.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the design of this? I can feel already the scent. Has it got salt in it?
Yeah, it's got salt as well.
And it's really stretchy material. So, you know, being able to cop the bites from the jacks when you're burning these around pontoons and in your covers, they're going to last. What's gone into the design?
Yeah, so across the whole range, when we started the project, we wanted to try and get the best action out of each one. So across the board, we didn't use the same material on every one of them. Some of the models, like the little creeper and the imposter, they don't have any salt in them, right. And that was purely to give as much movement to all those appendages. So, and those two have a shrimp scent put in them. So with those ones, we didn't add any salt. But then as we went through the range, we found adding salt to some of them gave the lure a lot more action, or a better action, or more stability as well. So with the going to the paddle tail, this is one that probably took the longest, and we had so many samples of this one.
How many prototypes you got up to?
I think we got to about 12 or something like that. But it was more the lure was getting a bit unstable with that really soft material, so we added more salt to it. And then we went through, once we got that right, we got the shape right, the density of the amount of salt we put in it. Then we had to muck around with the hardness of the TPE.
Right.
So once we got it to that point, it just gave the lure a lot better rolling action. Right. And I wanted to have the lure that you could, you know, how, as you said, I burn them pretty fast along pontoons, but I also wanted the lure that, you know, guys chasing barra or Murray cod or something like that, you could slow it down and it still has plenty of movement. So it sort of had needed to be a mixture of both lures. So.
Okay. Mate, before we get into these other baits, I just want to touch on the importance of having something like this bloke, because there are a whole range of paddle tails that you're going to find on the lure walls in the stores this year, but having someone who's fishing these lures as they're getting prototyped, actually where you want to be fishing them and where you're going to catch your jacks, it's priceless, and it's not in every brand. So for me, I've been doing this a long time. Having Mick design a lure, I'm more excited about that than anything. So that's the heavy hitter.
Yeah, that's the heavy hitter.
And you've been prototyping this, fishing it as you're going with the design.
So through when we first got the initial things, or obviously testing and all that kind of stuff, and all through summer, I've got some of my biggest jacks I've caught in a few years on them. So beautiful. You know, when you sort of make a lure and you go out and you test it and you start catching those high 50 centimetre fish on a prototype, you know, you're starting to you're nailing it sort of thing. So
all right. Now I haven't fished this yet. I can't wait to get into this in summer. I fished these yesterday.
Okay.
Because I grabbed some off Maddie at the Australian Lure and Fly Expo came along. But so I've got some insights in these that we can talk about. I want to hear a little bit about your design, but firstly, take a look at the colour range. There's something going on here. You guys have managed to get a different colour on the inside of your TPE. Now, I don't know how you do it, but boy, it looks fantastic.
Yeah. So when we started doing the design, and especially the two little ones, when we did those shapes, we wanted to obviously try and imitate a yabby or something like that with a meg sack. So with the smart injection technology and that, they can actually do a core shot. So they do a core shot first, and then obviously the pour over the top of it. So that's how you get that real natural yabby looking colour.
Now you got to be honest with me. You got Tim Morgan here as well, mate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of smarts in the room, and they have a lot of fun with what they're doing. But there's a lot of smarts. Who's had most input on this one?
A bit of both. Well, both of us.
Jeez, he's too nice, mate.
Yeah. So even the whole crew at work too. You know, it wasn't. We all had input in the way of colours, and we all had input in obviously going and testing and all that sort of stuff. But it was when we wanted to release a prawn, we wanted to sort of try and make it look realistic and look realistic in the water.
Yeah. Now, I know what I love about it because I fished it yesterday. What do you love about this thing?
Well, the fact that it's so supple, you don't really need a lot of movement to do it. But also, over summer, it's got that little cup tail on it. And I was actually burning pontoons and catching jacks on it as well. So you can fish it slow for the flatties or like threadfin that we've got, or you can actually burn it quite quick. Not real quick, but burn along the pontoon. And you've got that little scoop tail, so it actually kicks when it's going along. So
it gives it like a tiny, like a micro action.
Yes, it does. It's sort of like a little mini paddle tail, basically.
Yeah, fantastic design, mate. I'm so stoked that you guys have gone down the road of innovating for something that really appeals to you, and not just jumping on the back of other people's stuff. And, you know, that's why I'm so excited about Rapala this year, guys. Rapala are pushing it. They're doing their own stuff. And boy, does it work. We were getting double hookups, mate, yesterday. I can't wait. I've got a review coming on this lure in the next week or so, and there's plenty of flathead taken in it. So, mate, brilliant stuff. Tell us about your creeper, because I think that's going to be one that I want.
Yeah, so we've got a little creeper. So it's a little 2.5 inch grub. So again, we didn't add any salt to it. It's got the same little appendages on the legs. You get a little bit of movement up on the drop and all that kind of stuff. So we wanted to make something. Obviously, 2.5 inch grubs are staple in most people's, especially all the guys chasing brim, and when you've got that small bait profile in the water, we've added the legs to it to sort of give it a little bit more appeal. It looks a little bit more natural in the water as well.
Yeah. You got tiny little eyes, and it's a different tail to the other two inch grubs, 2.5 inch. You're going to see on the shelf.
Yeah, that's right. And we've got scent infused in them too. So they're again a nice supple plastic that's got a lot of movement without having to do too much.
Mate, that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, we're pretty stoked, and it's been so hard to keep quiet for 12 months. Well, actually 2 years we've been doing it, but we've probably had production samples for probably about 8 months, and most of the big fish that me and Mel have been catching have all been on these lures. So it's been a really good project for us as a brand, Rapala, but me personally, it's been great to obviously be involved and to be able to put what we think is a pretty good product to the market.
Yeah. Mate, you've done a fantastic job. I can't wait to fish the whole lot of them. And I'm so stoked you're enjoying what you're doing at Rapala, because the longer you're with them, you've got people like Tim here as well, Mitch, Maddie. There's just a lot of smarts here, and I just think the way that you've cultured this for Australian fish, it's not just stuff that's come direct from overseas that we can repurpose. It's bang on, and when I see little legs like that on a tiny little grub, I'll be fishing this next week for sure. Good stuff, Nick.
I'm stoked, mate.
Thanks for staying to say good day.
Yeah, all good, man. No worries.
Right. Good luck in the classic this year.
Yeah.
And the tournaments that you're doing.
Yeah, we've got a brim round next week, so going back to do a Gold Coast ABT. And good thing is Rapala's sponsoring that event, so everyone gets a back at Crush City at the briefing. So hopefully we see someone win the event on Crush City. Yeah,
that'll be nice. There they are, folks. That's Rapala's offering this year, Crush City. They're on the shelves at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, they hit
They're
the
out
shelves.
there now. Yeah.
And available to all good Rapala stockers, so definitely go and check them out.
Beautiful. Thanks, mate. Cool. Magic. All right, we'll keep looking. That timber construction, that's how it all started years and years ago. And I love that that's still a part of what Rapala like to share with everyone today. It's good stuff. All right, let's keep rolling. Now, you might have seen these Hardlicious. I'm going to fish with these. Some beautiful stuff, like really soft little tail, but it's a hard lipless crank. Little Vibe 75. All right. Beautiful colour range. Come down here. This is the thing I want to show you. I pulled a beautiful big barrel live scoping with one of these the other week. They've become famous for that because of the suspension they've got and the beautiful profile. These really natural colours. So these have been around for a little while now, but the one that I'm really excited about, there's a small one that's been released. Here it is. Where is it? Come and have a look at this. These are the little DF50s that have just been released this year. I captured some of it in Best in Show, but these for little flathead and bass and brim, trolling, they're just going to be fantastic. So that's something new this year from Samaki. I love the Samaki range. I haven't done enough reviews on it, so this is going to definitely be coming in the next few weeks on my channel, so make sure you stay tuned to this channel for that. Let's keep going and find some more stuff. Come in here, John. This is the new shallow running Daiwa double clutch, 75mm. Okay, and she's a beautiful little profile. Chase, you're going to catch absolutely everything on this, but little flatted over the flats where you can actually watch what's going on. Chasing Saratoga, bass in the creeks, you know. You don't need to say much about a double clutch because they're just absolutely fire. But a new little shallow running version. These are at Best in Show this year, and I'm excited to fish them. I've been a bit naughty at Afta. I might get in trouble by doing this, but you have to get a good look at it. Might get a tap on the shoulder from the rep. But let me give you a good look at it, because the finish on these lures, and you might be able to see that little, maybe you can see the weight transfer system in there. It means that they fire directly into the snag and they'll back for you underneath the overhanging cover if that's how you're fishing them. They're beautifully weighted little lures. Great technology in there on that little wire. Keeps it dead level in the middle. There you go. That's the Daiwa double clutch in the shallow running, 75. Check out these little critters. This is the Bait Junkie release this year. So you've got like a little toad there with these long wavy tails here. This is going to be really interesting. It's a much longer tail presentation, which means it's going to work really, really slowly. Now, you got Chris Hickson, gun, brim, bass angler, who fishes super slowly, unweighted, lightly weighted stuff in the tournaments, and he has a lot to do with the design of this stuff. The other little kicker, you've got a tiny little tail design here. Can you see that there, Jai, picking that up?
Yep.
Tiny little kicker tail there. It's a funny little design. I can't wait to test these out. There's going to have to be a review on this stuff. And then there's a prawn here as well. And it's all this Elastamax material that they've released in their prawn profiles. Prawn profiles have been probably the most popular released new range from a whole load of brands here this year. The last couple of years, really. These tiny little prawn profiles. Just come over here. I want to show you something that you might have missed. These have been in the tackle stores, but these are the jig heads that were released by Daiwa, the bait junkie jig heads. Now, with all of this Elastamax, all of the stretchy materials that have come out in the last sort of 2 years, even with Z-Man stuff, these little jig heads are great to prevent the rolling of the bait on the hook. So it kind of sits like that. The keeper system sits like that to prevent the rolling plastic. If you're buying some of the new real stretchy plastics like this stuff, definitely helps having the right jig head, not just a keeper style like a circular keeper on the jig head. So that's something that Bait Junkies released. There's their range. Let's go and have a look at some other stuff, guys. I come in here and have a look at this. Now, Wilson have been looking after McCarthy's range of stuff. They're out of South Africa and they've just got a lot smaller. So there's the 2.5 inch range, and I think they're also doing like a 3 inch paddle tail. So these little things, the small profiles, great for flathead. The McCarthy stuff is full of UV. If you throw a black light on it, it just lights up. So if you love your UV, small profiles for flathead, check out the McCarthy's range. I want to see these little hard bodies by Duo. Now this is something pretty new. Jai got me one of these for my birthday last week. It's the Tide Minnow, and they've been catching some beautiful big flathead. Take a look at the size of that. You know that I love chasing fish with big lures. These Tide Minnows, these shallow running jerk baits and things like that across the flats. I'm definitely going to have to do a review on this thing in the next few weeks, but they've released it in a few different sizes. We're going to have to fish for sure. Right, let's go and take a look at what Zerek's got new this year, and Bones always got something interesting. Here it is. Come over here, take a look at this stuff. How are you, mate? Oh, you got it there. Beautiful. There it is, the new Zerek Affinity. It's in a smaller profile to the one that was released. Yeah. I'm ruining their display, but the one that was released a couple of years ago, they've got interchangeable chin weights. So you can run them like a floating, slow sinking or fast sinking swim bait. They've got a couple of joints in them, and I like that tighter joint. You know, some of the cod stuff that really gets essing through the water for cod, I like something that's a little bit tighter, and that's what you've got with these Affinity series. The smaller one might just be a little bit easier for you to throw, but they all get it done. Look at the finish on these. That's actually like a new colour that they've released in their Affinity series. This is the Defiance series as well. You can have a look at this. So definitely for Barra, maybe some flathead on the flats. Look at the finish. It's like a metallic chrome with a plating on the scales. 3 hooks, a lot like, you know, the staple big barra lures that are out there. There's some of the offerings this year from Zerek. Take a look at this. Every year Bone brings in some of the coolest stuff to check out. Look at his barra, the baby barra. Throwing one of those around in the dams over the shallow weed, chasing a big cod with something like that. He's always innovating. He's got some fantastic products. I've also done a whole heap of stuff from Bone over the years. So if you haven't seen those videos, if you type in My Little Box Afta into the search bar on YouTube, you'll find a whole heap of stuff that I've covered with Bone stuff in there. Beautiful stuff. Interchangeable weight systems. Now if you're fishing the Flathead Classic this year, you definitely want to get yourself a couple of these for when the fishing gets tough and you want to go trolling. About 1.5 meters deep, and you can drag these things just over the bottom. They catch a ton of fish every year in the Flathead Classic. That's the little Tango Shad. I like the floating ones, the little 50s in the Tango Shad. They're fire for the Flathead every year. New sizes in the squid tracks. Now these things have been going bananas. Everyone offshore has been fishing it and they got a beautiful big one. Take a look at the finish. But come all the way down here. I don't get out to do a lot of that offshore stuff yet. But come in and take a look. It's getting smaller and smaller, and they've got the tiny, tiny little ones in here that I can't wait to fish in the estuaries, in some of those deep pockets. There's some beautiful colours in there. I'm going to have to review some of this stuff. It's in the cabinet at the moment. I'm going to review it on this channel in the next couple of months. Just fishing those deep holes in the estuaries, Dew, Flathead, Bream, Trevally. They're going to go bananas. The tiny little squid tracks from Nomad Design. You've got the hooks at the back there as the little stingers, and then the toe point right up above. It's going to keep it really level. Okay, and that style of fishing, just sitting something like that in the water column, is fantastic for finding those fish that just won't take anything that's on the move. Sometimes you can sit it in front of their face, tiny taps on the rod, they'll get these little appendages going. This thing's going to be fire in the creeks. There you go, take a look at the finish on some of these. The internal foil around the weight. Beautiful stuff, really stretchy material, so you know you're going to be able to fish the same lure all day. That might be one of the things that I'm most excited about at the whole show this year. All right, let's keep going. Well, we've just turned up to the TT and Z-Man stand. I want to show you a little bit of this stuff. Now, their jig heads, I love their jig heads. This is what I use for the flathead. They've got these finish on these demons. Come in and take a look at this, the little eyes and things. But they've got a new one just landed now, I think. It might be even in tackle stores right now. Come over and take a look at this. Last year, they started to release some of these smaller sizes in the headlocks finesse with UV and that. They've got this big eye now in a really light stuff here. So the 1630s in the big eye series. That really big presence on the eye. Beautiful finish. Some of them are like a holographic. They've got some glow with some really dark contrasting colours. Let's go and have a look at what's new for Z-Man. There's something here that I've been excited to share. The Hercules swim bait has just been released in a much smaller version. Now that thing there, chasing mangrove jack and barra, even flathead and that, you can see the first ones that they released here, there was a 6-inch, a 5-inch, a little 4, and now they've got the tiny little 3. And it comes with that elastic material, so it's going to last session after session. Keep it in the packet. You don't want to lie it on your deck, let it get hot and deform or lie it next to other plastics. But in the clamshell packet, these little 3-inch, rigged ready to roll straight out of the pack, Hercules swim baits from Z-Man. That's a great little addition to what they've already got. Had this here last year. Have a look at that. What a way to show your lures off. We've got an Australian lure designer here, and he's got a new brand, or he's rebranding his name for the big market. Now, we were at the Australian Lure and Fly Expo last week, and he's got some beautiful timber handcrafted stuff. He wins a lot of the awards at that expo. Come and have a look at what he's got at Afta that's coming to stores this year. Maddie, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, John. Good to see you again, mate.
Nice to see you. It hasn't been too long, but I'm so excited with what you've got. We'll keep it G-rated. Show us what you've got this year for Afta, mate.
We've gone into saltwater range of lures. So we've got a 38mm, a 48mm, a 58mm, and a 68mm. The detonators.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and the key feature with these, apart from the fact that they've got awesome actions on them, they've also got a chin eyelet on them.
Yep.
So you can attach the chin nuts. So
the chin nuts.
Chin
Beautiful.
nuts, we just won the award last night for best terminal tackle.
Fantastic.
On the chin nuts, because they come in 3 different packs. You got small nuts, regular nuts, and large nuts.
Mate, I love it. It's pure Maddie Fraser design and innovation, thinking about what you can do to achieve something different and get the bite. I love the profile on these little cranks. Beautiful profile. That's going to be really stable. What have you found with the action that you get when you put the weight on? I think people are going to be wondering, is the action still there? Tell us about what you got.
The action's there until you go to the super heavy one. So that's the idea. The eyelet is right on the pivot point of the lure, so it doesn't affect the action. So you're going to get the same action until you go super heavy, then you can fish it like a soft line.
Some of the footage, and I know what's coming because I've watched what you've got. If you haven't seen Maddie Fraser's Baramba page, make sure you check out some of the videos of him swimming these lures. It's up there. Hey, I've been watching all week.
Yeah, on the Facebook and Instagram, we're putting it up there.
Yeah, can you give us a quick look now?
Yeah, definitely. As a lightweight, this is essentially a jerk bait, suspended jerk bait.
Right. Oh, look at
So
that.
without a weight, it's floating.
Yep.
With this weight, we've got a suspending jerk bait.
Beautiful.
Check him out on the drop. We've got a wobble on the drop.
Yep.
He sits upright on the bottom,
Oh,
so that he's lifelike. He's not falling over like a blade or a
Yep.
soft vibe. Fishing him on the bottom, just like you're fishing a soft vibe or a blade. But he's got that action on the drop. He's got action on the lift.
what weight have you got in there?
1/6 on a 38
Yep.
to get that. So
Beautiful.
yeah. So,
Okay, so there they are. They come in the packs, and
So-
that's your detonator range.
So yeah, the detonators, we've got 4 in the range from
Yeah.
38, 48, 58 and 68.
Beautiful.
And then we've got 3 different sizes of the chin nuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Baramba, constantly thinking outside the box. I love it, Maddie.
It's a very simple idea.
Yeah.
Like it's not much to do, but you've got to get it right. You've got to get the pivot point of the lure has to be absolutely spot on for that weight to go on to get that action, so it doesn't affect the action. And they are very simple to twist that weight off, take it off, and then put it back on.
Beautiful, mate. Thanks a lot.
No worries.
All right. Well, can't wait to see how they go once they're in the shops and people are fishing them.
Yeah, landing in November.
Okay, November.
Yep.
All right, mate. Right, folks, that's as much as I could share with you in this video from After 2023. I've got a whole heap of this stuff coming in reviews, so make sure you stay tuned to this channel. I'll see you in the next video.